Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep. My name is Agork. Today is going to be a special video, and I'm sure I say that every time, but truly today is a special video. This is the culmination of months of speed running. This is my sub 1 hour speed run in Stranded Deep. If you had asked me a week, 2 weeks ago, I would have doubted this would have been possible. If you had asked me a month ago, I would have just laughed in your face if you had asked me if this could be done in under an hour, because I didn't think it was even remotely possible at that point. Okay, so before I get into the actual speed run, it's going to be running in the background. You can see the start of the game where I do the normal things that I would do in a speed run: looting wrecks, gathering resources, organizing things, etc. I'll get into it when I'm finished my intro here, but I have a couple of things that I wanted to address before I get into the actual commentary on this video itself. In my previous video, where I did the 1 hour and 6 minute and some odd second speed run, I had a couple of viewers comment on the video. One guy basically just said, "Why are you cheating?" Just flat out, "Why are you cheating?" And another guy was nice enough to give me a tip on how I could save some time by not messing around with my crates quite so often, which was very true. And then he said something like, cheating to defeat the game is not a challenge, period. So basically both of them are saying that I'm cheating, and why am I doing it? So, I mean, these are fair enough comments, and I just wanted to address those here. Basically, you have to realize I have almost 1,000 hours of gameplay in Stranded Deep. I know how to beat the game. It's not really a challenge for me to beat the game anymore. I've done it probably 20 plus times, just in the last 2 months even. So playing the game is not a challenge. So I had to try and challenge myself, find some way of making it interesting for me. And to do that, I've decided to do speedrunning. Now, speedrunning has multiple categories, normally. Speedrun.com, where they record all of these records for different games, Stranded Deep really only has two categories. There's normal speedrun, where glitches are allowed and seeds are allowed, and that's it. Or there's a no Raft version, which is pretty much the same. So the runs that I've been doing here actually qualify for both categories because they're not very restrictive. They pretty much allow you to do whatever you want in order to beat the game as quickly as you want. Now, in theory, they should actually have more categories. There should be a category for glitchless random seed, which means you have to play the game the way it's intended to be played without using any glitches, and you have to use a random world, so you have no prior knowledge of the world. That's kind of the purest form of the game, and that's what's going to take you the longest to complete because you have no advantages. It's basically playing the game that was meant to be played. After that, you have random seed glitches allowed, which again, same idea that you go into a world without knowing what's there, but you can cheat. And you can use the physics glitch to make your raft go faster, or if you know how to, you can use my speed swim and speed running glitch, where I don't need to spend the time gathering resources and building a raft. I can just gather the resources I need to escape, so it saves a lot of time. Another category is fixed seed speed runs. And again, with fixed seed speed runs, you can either do fixed seeds with no glitches, or you can do fixed seeds with glitches allowed. So basically you have 4 options when you're speedrunning. And on speedrun.com, there is only really the one option. You're allowed to do whatever you want. So that's why I'm cheating, because I'm trying to challenge myself to get this game completed as quickly as I possibly can. And obviously the quickest way to do that is to use the glitches, which allow me to speed around a lot faster. So that's why I'm doing it that way. If speedrun.com adds in a category for glitchless, where you have to play the game the way it's meant to be played, build a raft, sail from island to island, etc., then maybe I'll consider doing speedruns that way as well, because it would be a whole new category, which again would be a new challenge. So anyways, that's my comment on that. I hope that wasn't too long-winded, and I hope it explains kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Now, in this particular run that I'm doing here, this is a fixed seed. This is the same seed that I used in my 1 hour, 6 minute world record speed run. And I've ran it now probably 8 or 9 or 10 times. And I actually got under an hour on my second run. After my 1 hour, 6 minute run, I did it again. Didn't do quite as well. Did it a second time. Got it under an hour. And then the last 7 or 8 times that I've been running it, I've been trying to get even better because my time was just barely under an hour. And I wanted it to be convincingly under an hour. So this run that we're going to be watching in the background here, this is my run where I got it well under an hour. I'm really happy with this. It's still not perfect. I still watch it back now and I can say, okay, I could have saved a little bit of time there, or I wasted a little bit of time here. But it is so hard. It is so freaking hard to do this because in every single run, something goes wrong. You either don't get the crates to cooperate, they don't drop the things that you need. You get a bunch of engine parts and things that you can't use in a speed run. You don't get the fuel cans, or you don't get enough leather, or you don't get enough whatever, rations and whatnot. The more things you get that you can use at the end island, the better. So this is the culmination of 2 months of trying. This was a really good seed. This was a really good run through where I got really good drops out of the wrecks and the crates. And yeah. So let's get right into watching this in the background. I'm going to start commenting on what my strategy was, how I got it, how I changed things a little bit from my 1 hour, 6 minute video, and so on. So let's get into it. Enjoy. Okay, so we're on the tanker. I'm collecting crates from the main cabin area and whatnot, and I ran out of inventory space, so I'm just reorganizing things. I've already gotten 2 fuel cans and a couple of pieces of leather, I think. I kind of get stuck on that chair there. That was kind of annoying. And then I get stuck here again. It's like, come on, let me go. Quickly checking to see if I have any air tanks, and there is one there, so I grabbed that. Because I need to go down into the cargo hold. The easiest way to loot the cargo hold is to make sure you have absolutely no inventory used up. Have an air tank, and luckily I find a second one here. Not that I think I needed it, but I took it anyways. And it's just a matter of quickly swimming around, gathering everything that you can, putting them into crates. And remembering to use the air tank, of course. And there's my 3rd fuel can. Fantastic start. So I've got all the fuel cans I need. I've got all the planks that I need. This island came with 2 planks lying on the beach. And I think I find another, at least 2 in crates here, I believe. Even if I don't get all the planks on the start island, I know that there are planks on the beach on the next island as well. So planks were not a problem at all in this run, any of the times that I ran it. Fuel cans is another story. I had a couple of runs that I had to stop because I only had 1 fuel can. Now here, this is a strategy I've been doing in my latest speed runs, trying to optimize dealing with all of these crates and all the loot in them and organizing. Because I only have the 9 inventory slots on my person when I leave the island, so I have to be well organized. I don't have a raft with a container shelf, so I don't have excess storage space. So what I've been doing lately with organizing things is I'll go through the crates, grab all the stuff that I don't need, and I'll get rid of it, dump it off to the side there. And then once I've done that, I'll go back and empty everything out of the crates and put them in my inventory. And the huge advantage of doing that is that your inventory automatically sorts everything for you. It automatically puts the leather in the right pile. It puts the rations in the right pile, etc., etc. So as long as you still have inventory space, it will keep doing that. And I actually managed to get through all the crates. Everything is organized. Now I just have to choose what goes in which crate. And here I've currently only got 3 planks. I do get another one somewhere right over there on the beach. I can see it. So I do have the 4 planks. Got 8 rations, which is great. That's fine. I turn cloth into bandages. I now have my 4 bandages that I'll need to complete the game. I rarely use more than 4 bandages. Sometimes I only use 1. I like to have a stack of 4 though, just to make it convenient. And here I'm crafting spears and trying to increase my crafting level as well. I have excess leather here. I can turn my axe into a refined axe. I've got enough leather that I can make my refined spear, which is fantastic. I need that in the first boss fight. And it's also easier to take out the boars and the giant crabs when you have a refined spear, because it does twice the damage as a crude spear. So absolutely love to have my refined spears. Grabbing some coconuts, and I'm going to chop down this tree to make a shelter. In this speed run, I did this a little bit differently than how I did the other 8 or 9 times. In the other speed runs, I actually left this island after 9 or 10 minutes. I basically looted the island of all the shipwrecks and whatnot, grabbed the potatoes, grabbed the leaves that I could, and I just left. I took off out of there trying to get as quickly as I could to the next island. But that resulted in me getting to the other island, not really having the weapons that I needed, not being leveled up enough in order to craft some things that I needed. And because it's a large island, the next one, I had to deal with the giant boar, I had to deal with 2 giant crabs, I had to deal with a couple of snakes, all with inferior weapons and not being leveled up enough to really handle it properly. So I found it to be more efficient to stay on this island a little bit longer, completely fill up all my crates, so that I'm carrying 8 or 9 crates plus my compass. And this allows me to grab coconuts here, which I can use towards my water allotment that I need for escaping the island. You need 10 coconuts full of water. So staying here for the night allows me to leisurely, well, not really leisurely because I'm speed running, so I'm running around doing this as quickly as I can, but I'm gathering up sticks, I'm gathering up spears. I've got a great big stack of rocks there that I can fill into a crate. Just trying to decide which crates to use. Turning the coconuts into coconut flasks. There's my 4th plank. Once I've got a crate completely filled up, I move it over to the side here so that I know which crates are full and which ones are empty and how many I have that are full. Earlier, again, I was leaving them all where they were, like on the beach, just stacked in piles, and it was hard to figure out which ones I had filled and which ones I hadn't. So, though moving them takes a little bit of time, it actually helps in the long run to keep things organized. So I've got 6 crates there, basically filled up. And another advantage of staying on the island here a bit longer was that I can take down all of these ficus trees. And you can see with the ficus trees, it takes 3 hits of my refined axe and I get 4 sticks out of it. If I was on the large island, which is what I was doing before, they don't have any ficus trees on large islands. They only have small pine trees or palm trees. So you either have to chop down a palm tree, which takes a lot more hits of an axe, or you have to knock down a lot of the small young pine trees. And the really small ones only give you 1 stick, and the bigger ones give you 2 sticks. And they take more hits than a ficus tree does. So it was kind of advantageous to stay here and chop down these ficus trees. It's way more efficient. I don't think I can actually take all of these with me, but I'm trying to level up my crafting as well as taking some sticks with me, because I want to have a crate full of sticks for when I start building my fuel stills. I don't want to have to run around searching for sticks when I get to the final island. I want them to be already available to me in a crate, along with all the other things that I need in order to build the fuel stills. And this run here, actually, it worked out quite well. It was probably the best optimized run that I did of all the ones that I did on this seed. Just checking to see if I can craft a breath boost yet. I can't, so I put it back. Still not quite leveled up enough, so I sleep the night. Now you can stay up the entire night and do things or swim off to the next island, but I tried that as well, and it was slower than sleeping the night here and then continuing in the morning. I don't know why. I haven't really analyzed it enough to figure out what the reasoning behind that was, but that's just the way it worked out. And here I'm pretty much completely packed up, trying to figure out what else I can take to put in this last crate. In earlier runs, I was leaving the island with only 5 or 6 crates full of stuff, and I had empty inventory space. So you can see here I have stayed longer to chop down trees and gather sticks and turn them into spears. 16 minutes elapsed. That's actually really good considering I've spent the night here. That beeping noise that keeps saying no, merp, 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 merp. That's because it thinks I'm trying to put my compass back in my inventory, but I'm not. I'm just swimming. So it only does that when you have a completely full inventory. So yeah, nothing I can do about it. It's just there. Now on this island, those 2 giant crabs you can see on the beach there, they always spawn right where they are. They're always facing away from me, so it's easy enough to just, as long as you have the right weapon, you can just come up behind them and kill them. So not a problem at all. Just as the sun is coming up, really nice sunrise. So I quickly got rid of the 2 giant crabs on the island. Gonna murder a few other crabs, grab some rocks. Oh, I saw that crab shadow, but I don't really know where the crab was. I didn't see him. So I've got quite a few rocks here already. I'll need some of them for a pickaxe. I'll need like a few more spears that I can craft. And then I'll need to put some of them into a crate. I'll need 6 rocks to build the 2 fuel cells that I need. I don't need the air tanks. I'm not going to be diving on any more wrecks. Whoa, and I don't know what the heck happened here. I ended up just flying through the air, and I didn't take any fall damage, so that was pretty cool. I don't know what happened there. I was freaking out when I played that and it happened. I was like, oh no! Because I thought for sure I was going to take fall damage and break my leg. But nope, didn't take any damage whatsoever. So that was kind of weird. Oh, he dodged me. And then he gets stuck on the rocks here. I really hate it when he gets stuck on the rocks. Broke a spear. Luckily it was just a crude spear. I don't know what happened there. I got kind of stuck. I couldn't run. I don't know what I was doing. I think I panicked. I don't know if I lost a spear there or what. I thought I threw two refined spears at him, but it seems to have vanished inside his body. I don't know. I could have imagined that. I don't really know. So here I'm gathering fiber sleeves. I need to make lashings so that I can complete my coconut flasks. And in case you're wondering, I had made a refined knife on the start island and I just left it behind. I abandoned it. And I did that simply because I don't really need it. I've got the axe. I can use that to chop everything. I'm not going to be skinning any animals, so an axe is just as efficient as a knife, if not more so. So I didn't really need both the axe and the knife, so I just left the knife behind. And again, with speedrunning with no raft, you have very limited inventory and you really have to prioritize what you need to take with you and what you can leave behind. Because even one inventory spot is just so valuable. And you see often that I'm struggling trying to figure out what I can leave behind and what I absolutely have to take with me. And a lot of the times in this speed run here specifically, I know that I leave behind spears a number of times because I deem them as kind of the least important item in my inventory. And as crazy as that sounds, it's the truth, because you can make spears on every island. There are lots of sticks, there's lots of logs on the beach and things that you can find. So it's not a problem to find sticks to make spears. You're never going to run out in a speed run. Whereas everything else are things that you either have to spend a bit more time trying to find, or they're just too valuable to risk not taking them with you. So I need more lashings, so I'll have to collect a few more palm saplings, fibrous leaves. Basically need 12 coconuts total to get the 10 drinks of water and then the 2 for the breath boosts that I need. I only use the breath boosts on 2 of the boss fights. I don't use it when I'm fighting the Megalodon. I don't know why. I possibly could use it, but I don't. I don't think it's been necessary to use it on the Megalodon. So I have one extra one there that can be used for the breath boost. So I am leveled up now enough to make the breath boosts, so I grab the second Ajuga. I need another coconut. I do have a lashing on me, but I haven't collected the yucca plants yet, so I do chop these down and collect the leaves because you can always use more of these. Okay, so I have my 10 drinks of water. I've got 5 potatoes. I've got 7 rocks. And I've got a whole bunch of rocks right here, so I try and fill up this crate with rocks. And I don't really actually need that many rocks, but I've got them there, so why not? So you can see I already have pretty much everything I need here. Just going to turn these into refined spears. And a pickaxe. And again, because this is a fixed seed, I know exactly where the clay is. And I go out here to check for more leather. No luck there. Here I'm trying to evaluate where I'm going to find the room to put the rest of the stuff. I have clay that I have to put into a crate, and all the crates are full. So I decided to get rid of these 3 spears. I can turn them into refined spears. I only had 2, so I can make a stack of 4, which is very efficient use of space. That frees up a spot there for the clay. So that's perfect. And I'm going to have to rearrange something here because I don't have the space to carry everything. So this has an empty spot in it, so I decided to use this one instead of fiddling with picking up and dropping too many things. This is the easiest way to kind of do this. So there's one more lashing here. I can put it in there to make a stack of 4. And if I take all the sticks with me and all the spears, I don't have room for a compass. Now I've run this seed so many times though that I don't really even need the compass. So here I just craft everything that's left lying on the beach, just again to increase my crafting level. And I'm off to the boss fight. I know what direction it is. And away we go. This is a bit risky to do it this way because even if you're 5 degrees off on the compass, with the eel especially, it is hard to see it in the ocean. So if I miss it, it would have been bad, but I do manage to see it, so that's okay. And then again, that beeping noise is because I have a completely full inventory and I can't put it away in my inventory to swim with my free hands because there is no room in my inventory. Now this is kind of a new thing that when you take the breath boost, it leaves the coconut behind, which caught me a bit off guard because I just upgraded to this version of the game. It's 0.78.01. And here I really screwed up. I went a little bit too aggressively and he grabs me right off the bat. So now I'm bleeding, but it doesn't really matter. I'll get my revenge on him anyways. That's what bandages are for. There, I was careful not to chase him too far. I was getting really out far away from the wreck, and I really didn't want to risk him resetting. Because that will happen if you get too far away from the wreck. And we're off to our final island. I'm slightly behind my pace from my record run that I was just under an hour, but I do have absolutely everything I need to craft the 2 fuel stills here. I was careful to make sure that I did have enough of everything as I was packing everything away here. So now I'm just going through my crates, taking out everything that I need in order to build the 2 fuel stills. And I should have everything I need. I've got the 4 lashings. I've got enough sticks. I can't carry them all at once, but I do have enough to make them. So I'll just have to build what I can and then come back for the rest. There's my first one. And there's the second one. Perfect. Now here I know that the boar is somewhere in the bushes here. I'm just waiting for him to come out. See if I can trigger him. You can see him over there. And he does come right at me. A couple of spears in the face. He does whack me a couple of times. But he is quickly dispatched. Need this to be chopped down so I can make a shelter, and I'll use the tree trunk to make more spears, of course. So in this case, you want to take a tall tree just so you don't have to chop down multiple small trees. Just a time saving to take the tallest one you can find, pretty much. Or at least the tallest one that's convenient to where you want to build it. still a little bit damaged, so I'm going to take a ration here just to make sure that my health gets all the way back up before I take on the two bosses. Got a kura fruit there. Don't need to eat it yet. Not sure if I actually needed these lashings for anything. I do tend to take them though if they are convenient to me, and it's hard to walk past them. It's just so ingrained into my head that I have to chop those down. Quite a few loose sticks lying around, which is great. These can be easily turned into spears. And I'm trying to find the third potato. There we go. There we go. We have all of our potatoes into the two fuel stills. Just getting them lit up. Those will cook through the night. All the crates that are completed and ready to go, I'm just going to move over to the side. Again, this is just for efficiency. I ended up with a bunch of rocks that I didn't end up using, but it doesn't really matter. Got a breath boost. A couple of lanterns I'm not going to likely use. Lots of empty crates. Got my food and bandages. I'm going to move the bandages over to where the breath boost is. That crate's done. Food. I should fill that up with coconuts. I've got my water in that one, so that one's done. So I need to get some coconuts. I need to fill up my food crate with 4 coconuts. And those are kind of backup safety food items, I guess you would call them. I think, what did I have there? 8 rations. So I'll need at least 1 coconut in order to fill out the food things. I could use the core fruit, I guess. I believe I end up eating those so that I don't have to use a ration. And again, grabbing any loose sticks that I find. Yeah, so that gives me 8 rations and 4 coconuts. Which is actually 14 food items. And I only need 10, so I do have a little bit of food available there if I need to eat anything. So quickly build a shelter. Probably try and do 1 crate full of spears, so that's 12. And then I'll sleep for the night, I think. I believe that's what I do. Got 6 crates there, I think that was. Sleep for the night, that means the fuel should be cooked now when I wake up. The sun is just coming up, so that's good timing. I like that. Which means the visibility should be good when I get to the first boss fight. It has time for the sun to come up a bit higher. If I had woken up at, say, 4:30 in the morning when it was still dark for an hour and a half, that would have been a problem. It would have meant I got to the boss fight and probably had really bad visibility. I had that happen before. It's not much fun fighting the Megalodon when the visibility is really poor. So turn these last sticks into spears. Eat the 2 fruit. Gather up all the crates. And I'm ready to go here. Looking around to see if I can find a compass though, because I had to leave my compass behind on the last island. So I'm going to take the extra time here to see if I can find a compass in one of this wreck. And lucky enough there was, and I see that piece of leather. I try to grab it, but inventory is full, and having one extra piece of leather for a refined spear is not really that important here because it'll mean it won't stack. It'll be a lone refined spear, and I can't ruin an entire slot of 4 spears just for one refined spear. Just not efficient to do that. So I leave the leather behind and swim off to the next island. So that island was really, really efficient. That's probably the quickest I've gotten in and out of that island, cooking all the fuel, sleeping the night, and just going. That was really, really efficiently done. Now here I'm just separating the things that need to stay here at the escape island and the spears that need to go with me to the next island. Those 2 lashings are basically extras. I'm not going to use them for anything. Same thing with the lanterns. I'm not going to really use them, so just get rid of them. I put the breath boost and the bandages and my refined spears in my inventory so I don't have to open a crate when I get to the boss fight. And I'm going to use the refined axe to chop up this driftwood pile. Now that I've gotten rid of 3 crates, I have extra inventory space. This was a really efficient way of doing it. I really liked this world seed layout simply because I had to come to this island. Basically, it was on my way to the 2 boss fights, the final 2 boss fights, after I'd already gotten everything done with my fuel and food and water and whatnot. So it was really nice to be able to leave these on the beach and not have to risk losing them at the next boss fight. I just simply don't trust the Megalodon or the Squid boss fights. That if you put your crates down on the dead whale at the Megalodon or on the boy at the Squid, I just don't trust that they're still going to be there and not going to get knocked off by the boss or by the weather or by just whatever. Yeah, so we're at 42 minutes. We've got 2 bosses left to kill, and then we escape. And that's it. And my inventory is full, so I can't put the compass away, so just keep on beeping at me. Doesn't really matter. And this Megalodon is a ways out here, so I keep thinking that I've swam in the wrong direction, and I do find it, luckily. I was a little bit off to the left, but not too bad. And lately, my technique with taking on the Megalodon is to simply do the same thing I did with the eel. Swim after him, keep jabbing him with my refined spear. It does a lot of damage. I can use my super sprint to catch up to him. I can actually even steer the Megalodon a little bit. If you swim past him, he will turn around and swim the other way. So by sprinting up to him, poking him, and then swimming basically right past his head, it forces him to turn around. So I can kind of steer him back towards the whale if he's getting too far away. In some cases. Here I didn't actually do it particularly well. I did have one run where I was doing much better at that. I don't know what's going on here with my inventory. Every time I try to sprint swim, it tries to put the spear back in my inventory. And we're off to the final boss fight. Now, this is a new technique I kind of came up with out of desperation. I didn't want to have all these crates in my inventory, and I didn't want them falling off. I don't know if this was a very good idea or not. It was what it was. I used it. I managed to get all the spears out. That stupid coconut. I don't know. I didn't notice that I still had that coconut flask in my inventory. There, and I finally do realize it's there, which would have saved me a bit of trouble there if I had just figured that out while I was still up on the buoy instead of when I was underwater. But anyways, now it's just a matter of pelting the squid with the spears one after the other until he is, well, he's not going to die the first time, basically until I run out of spears. And then I'm going to have to go up to the surface and get some more spears. I do manage to get one refined spear back as well, so that was pretty good. That one I threw right into the buoy, but that was not so good. I think I actually had just too many things with me on this particular boss fight. In my previous runs, I didn't have as many crates. I think I had one fewer crate. So it just made it a little bit easier in my other runs to, I don't know what the heck happens there. I end up trying to put the crate in my inventory. But anyways, yeah, so in my earlier runs, it was easier to control the number of spears I had on me and whatnot. Here I was fiddling with it a bit. It was a bit messy. And I think it was because I had one extra crate with me. But I can notice it by how much damage I'm doing to the squid that I definitely had more spears with me this time than I normally did in these runs. I had one spear too few. So I had to swim up, pull one out of his body, and then stick him in order to kill him. So that was kind of cool. And I don't need any of the crates or anything that's back on the buoy there, so I'm just heading off to the shipwreck, grab my food, water, and fuel, run up to the top of the carrier there, and fill everything that I need to fill and escape. So yeah, this went actually pretty darn well. I can't really think of anything I did too horribly wrong here. It was pretty efficiently done. And here I go total panic. It's like, what the hell? Why are my crates empty? This was my food and my water. But then they render in. So I don't know. It's something to do with the way that the end of the carrier here renders in. Because I swim so fast, it didn't have time to render in. And I guess the contents of the crate were the same thing. Because they were left on the island, they were registered to the island tile. And it had to finish loading in, I guess. But I had a moment of panic there when I realized that those 2 crates were empty. I was like, no! That was my food and water. But all's well that ends well. Ten drinks of water. 6 rations and 2 coconuts. I actually have 8 rations, so I only need 1 coconut. I debate whether I should eat that and do 2 coconuts, but I decide, nah, the game doesn't care whether I'm at full food and water or not, so I'm just going to drink this coconut and put the 2 halves in there, and that's good enough. So there we go, the final aircraft part. We're now ready to escape, and now we just have to go through the final sequence here. 51 minutes, fantastic. Should put us at under 55 minutes total. Woo-hoo-hoo. I got really excited about this. I was getting impatient, shaking the camera a little bit. Come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's so frustrating when you've spent 50 plus minutes speed running through this, doing everything as fast as you can, and then you get to here and it just seems so slow. It's like, come on, hurry up, just let me go already. And then you have to go through this whole sequence where you have to push the stupid button a couple of times. It's like, come on, just get going. I mean, it is a nice animation and whatnot, but man, it's frustrating it goes so slow sometimes. So yeah, that was pretty much the end of my speed run. Just have to wait for this end sequence to play through. The final time will be displayed on the screen when the logo comes up. We're slightly under 55 minutes, so I'm a good 5 minutes under 1 hour. I was really, really happy with this. Even watching this back now and adding the audio, I'm pretty happy with this. I can't really say there was anything I did that caused me delays. I maybe crafted too many lashings. I had a couple of extra lashings there at the end that I didn't need to craft, but I mean, big whoop. Overall, really, really happy with this. So this was my sub 1 hour, fixed seed, glitches permitted, speed run in Stranded Deep. If you guys would like to see me do a speed run glitchless on a fixed seed, let me know, and I'll try and run maybe even this exact same seed using a raft, and just so we can see exactly what the difference is between running the game legitimately and using a glitch like my speed swimming and speed sprinting. I think that would be quite interesting. Let me know down below if you would like me to do that. And we can directly compare the times, because we've got an exact time on this one. If I do it building a raft and not sprint swimming or sprint speeding, and see how big of a difference there is. That would be interesting. I'm going to guess it would probably be about a half hour, but I don't know. I may be way off. It may be way more than that. I don't know. I've just gotten used to doing it this way. Ducky is there. He's happy. He's ready for us to play together in our next series, which, you know, I am playing in the Let's Play Harder Season 2. Ducky is controlling my life and being a pain in the butt, but also being an absolute boss. So we're good friends now. I trust him. He's taught me some pretty cool stuff. And there we go. Done. Sub 55-minute speed run, fixed seed, glitches permitted, stranded deep. Wow. As the credits roll, I'm going to go to the screen. 52 minutes on the in-game clock. It's always a little bit slower than the actual time because I don't think they count the end sequence. Whereas with speedrun.com, that's where they end the time, is when the logo comes up. I don't know why there's a discrepancy, but there is. It would be really cool if Beam Team would make this in-game clock visible so that you can do a speed run and have the clock running in the bottom corner so you can see the minutes and seconds as you're playing. Because it's a little bit frustrating when you're doing this. You can't actually see how long you've been playing unless you hit escape and quickly open the menu, and then it'll tell you in minutes only, not minutes and seconds, but only in minutes. So for example, 52 minutes, it could be 52 minutes and 1 second, or it could be 52 minutes and 58 seconds. You don't know. So there's a almost full minute discrepancy there that you have to guess at. And that's unfortunate. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. Sub 1 hour speed run. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys understand why I was doing it the way I was doing it, and nobody is thinking, oh, well, you're cheating and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, that's it. I hope you liked it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you'd like me to speedrun this legitimately with a raft and not using any glitches. Comment, subscribe. It does help me out. It keeps me motivated. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.